Ops 3 on the zombies map Eisendrache. I've set myself the challenge to build the lightning bow. I haven't played this map in quite a while, so it'll be a little bit of a challenge for me. This is pre-recorded gameplay, so I'm just speaking over the top of it at the moment. And I have to say that while I was playing it, I had to get up a guide just because I just completely forgot where one of the bonfires was that you needed to shoot for the step. It's been quite a while since I played Eisendrache. Black Ops 3 is one of my favourite games of all time. I think it's probably, actually no, it's not probably, it is my favourite Call of Duty game. I just have such good memories of the multiplayer. It was the first Call of Duty game that I got at the Mastery Camo in, and I did every single Easter egg in the zombies mode. I'm playing this on PC at the moment. When I initially played the game, it was on Xbox One. I have since redone all of the Easter eggs on PC. I've done all of the Zombie Chronicles Easter eggs as well, other than Shangri-La. The Shangri-La Easter egg is not the easiest to say the least. You need 4 people for it, and it's really quite annoying. So, I mean, that just kind of sounds like a lot of copium. I will do it eventually, but yeah. Just thought that I'd jump into some Eisendrache today and build the lightning bow for you guys. Always got to make sure that you're prone by the poke machines to get the extra points. So we're coming up on the first dragon head here, and we are going to try and feed it as fast as humanly possible. We're going to go off and try find the first shield part here as well. I think it's literally in the first spot that I check. Yeah, here it is. I'd like to know what your favourite zombies map is in general. It doesn't have to be from Black Ops 3. It would be a tough question for me. If someone asked me that question, I would just not really have an answer for them to start off with. I think that it probably would just be Shadows of Evil, though. Shadows of Evil is just such a detailed, really beautiful map. All the gameplay systems kind of work really well for Black Ops 3. It's just super unique, and I love it. It's just an awesome map. So we are feeding the dragon here, and unfortunately, I think it's right here. Yep, I had to go down because I'm a giant noob. All this talk about me doing all these Easter eggs, and I go down on round 3, feeding the first dragon head. So it's good looks really from me. But we get this head successfully done. I'm pretty sure that this is like the last zombie here. Yep, it was. So probably just going to move on to the next head now. Actually, no, we've got to go rebuy quick revive. So let's just go back to spawn and go do that. This game still looks really good. I did a video, I think it was 2 videos ago now, where I wandered around some Black Ops 3 multiplayer maps, and this game just still looks so good. Get a pokeaholic here from the gumball machine, but I am planning on redoing all the Easter eggs again at some point. So I'm kind of like hoarding all of like my best gobble gums, just so when I do get around hits, and then we also get insta-kill, so we're just gonna finish off the zombies here, make the most of the insta-kill, and now we're just gonna hit the jets and try and get to the second dragon head as soon as possible. This map is really, really good. You know, this is a lot of people's favourite zombies map, just in general, really, and, you know, I can't even argue with that. This might be a hot take, and I'm sorry if I kind of like offend any of you by saying this, but I think Origins is extremely overrated. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good map, but like, I don't know, there's so much with that map that I really like, but there's also a lot of stuff with that map that I just don't really like at all. The Black Ops 2 version of that map, in my opinion, is significantly worse than the Black Ops 3 version as well. The Black Ops 3 version, the mud isn't nearly as bad. You get a lot of performance issues as well on the older generation of console. Maybe not on PC. But yeah, like the guns are better to use. Like the Black Ops 3 versions of the guns are just a lot better. You got alternate ammo types as well. I just much prefer the Black Ops 3 version of Origins over the Black Ops 2 version. So you may have noticed that I just bought the Bowie knife. We also get the second shield part up here as well, and we're entering the second dragon head room. Yeah, so we bought the Bowie knife just because I find that it's really good early on to get. Like, you kind of have to loop back around the entire map just to get Jug on this map. And when you turn the power on, you've already got like a significant amount of points, really. Well, most of the time, I would say that you would. So I think the Bowie knife is a pretty good investment early on, just so you can get set up with 4 perks as soon as possible. Doesn't mean that you're endlessly trying to spin the box as well, trying to get like a really good gun before you get the bows. So I would say it's really good. I think we get this second head done really quickly. I'm pretty sure it's literally just like these zombies here that I finish it off with. So I think it's almost finished. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about the impossible Easter egg in the zombies community. For those who don't know, back when Black Ops 3 came out, the head of zombies said that there would be an impossible Easter egg in the mode that it would, you know, it's called the impossible Easter egg for a reason. It was like really going to be tough to solve, and it's been like, this game came out in like 2016, I think, and it still hasn't been found. He's gone on record to say that in 8 years it would be revealed, but I don't think that will be happening. This year would be the 8th year since the game came out, so a lot of people kind of like hoping that there's some clues or anything provided by him. He doesn't even work for Treyarch, the developer behind Call of Duty Black Ops anymore either. So I doubt that'd be happening. But there was actually a development that was found on this map earlier on. You saw me looking at a screen. It's a long story, so I won't divulge too much information. But there's basically this kind of like these like pictures of hidden constellations that was on that a picture on this monitor. There's like 4 pictures that were on it, and on one of the images there's pictures of constellations, and it's never been found before. So a lot of people are really excited that they piece of paper in the game as well that has like all these constellations and stuff on it as well. So they seem to think that if this is a piece of paper with all the constellations, and then there's this newfound picture that has some of those constellations on it, that it's a pretty good lead. So who knows? Maybe it could mean something. I'm not too sure though. The Call of Duty Zombies Easter eggs are incredibly hard. Like you would need, a degree in, the hardest detective work, if that's even a thing, to even begin to try solve some of this stuff. A lot of it's like got to do with ciphers and just trying to break things down, and it's a lot of stuff actually outside of the game. Like you might find something in the game, but 95% of the time you're going to be doing stuff outside of the game to try solve what is in, what you found in game, which is really quite funny when you think about it. When it's just kind of like this horde mode, round-based zombies game, with all this hidden stuff. So here I am trying to find the third shield part, and I find it. There it is. You gotta run on the wall to grab it. And I got it, and literally just as I got that, the dragon had finished. So we're gonna kill these zombies and build the zombie shield for a little bit of extra protection against the zombies. And here we are, we have the bow. So we're just gonna grab that and start to build the lining bow. So the first step to get the lining bow is to shoot the there's like a weather dish out by the Tesla coil trap. So it's just up these stairs to the left. It's this weather dial thingy. I'm not too sure what it is. And you get this broken arrow. And then what you need to do is shoot 3 bonfires that are outside of the map. So the first one is actually to my right here. I'm going to go do that pretty much instantly. And then I just get incredibly lost for ages and could not find the second one. But I've edited the video so you don't see me aimlessly walking around and getting annoyed that I can't find it. But yeah, you can see here that I'm kind of like looking up a YouTube video because I'm like, oh god, where are these bonfires at? I'm kind of like very confused. I know where like 2 of them are, but I thought there was one around like the spawn area, and I'm not entirely wrong. It's just really quite hard to see like where it is. So the first one is just out here, and I think I just hit a first try. There we go, first try. Awesome. And I run over this way because I'm thinking that there's one over here, and it actually is over here, but I just can't see it because I'm a big noob. It is literally right in front of me, and I just have no idea. It is right in front of me. Oh, it's really annoying, like watching this back and just seeing it there. Like in the video, they're like, it's just outside spawn, and I thought that it was literally just outside spawn, but it's kind of off in the distance. So yeah. And I'm still looking at it, pretty much. It's to my left. So instead of doing that, I just go do the third one, because I was getting annoyed that I couldn't find it. So I was like, might as well just go do the one that I actually know where it is, which is in this map is so detailed. The amount of, models and stuff that are in these rooms, really make it feel like it's lived in. You can tell that the developers put a lot of time and effort into these zombies maps. And to give credit where credit's due, like look how detailed that teleporter is, for instance. A lot of teleporters nowadays, like fast travel in zombies, is just like a portal that you just walk up to, interact with, and it just teleports you. It's just kind of like this purple or red kind of portal on the wall. But here you've got like a full-on teleporter with all these like extensions and stuff that that's just fully cosmetic. So there's the second one, and there's a teddy bear in here. So we've done 2 out of the 3 bonfires now. We're just building up some points here. Go activate the last part of the pack-a-punch and make the use of the bowie knife, because after round 9 it starts being a 2-hit kill, so we need to get as many points as we can with it before it becomes pretty much useless. And we are going to go back to the main part of the map. And we've got a slight transition here to when I actually find the bonfire just outside the map. I'm still lost and I can finally see it now. And even though I see it, I proceed to miss many times. There's a part later on in the video as well where because you need to shoot the bonfires more than once, and when I try to shoot this one again later on, it took me so long. I'm pretty sure I cut out like 15 minutes worth of video time just of me missing, which is pretty embarrassing, but it's not supposed to be easy. So we've done all 3 bonfires now. So the next step of the upgrade is that we need to go down to the low gravity room that we were in just before, and we need to run on the walls and activate 5 plates. And I am 90% sure I just walk into this room and then the low gravity just turns on. Or not. Oh, and yep, there it is. So I start doing it this way, and then I completely mess it up, and I fall to the floor, and then almost go down. And here we go. So this is the first one. Got 1, 2. The third one is just around here. We've got 3, 4, and the 5th and final one is here. So after this step has been completed, there are 3 kind of urns around the map that light up and turn into soul boxes, so we have to kill zombies around them to kind of fill them up. And then once they're filled up, here's the first one. Once they're filled up, we can then imbue our arrow with electricity, and then we have to reshoot the bonfires. The pans are spawning in here, so I've just activated the death ray to pretty much just kill him as fast as possible. Get the Ragnarok part. I don't end up building the Ragnarok in this gameplay. It's actually a good trigger word. Ragnarok. 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 So yep, as you can see, we are filling up the urn, and my arrow is now imbued with lightning. this bonfire, shoot it, and then it gets imbued with lightning as well. So we then need to go over to the second urn, which is just over here, in this room down the stairs to our right. And we now need to fill this one up with souls. But annoyingly enough, as soon as I start filling this up with souls, it is a dog round. And dog round means that we cannot fill the urn up with souls because dog kills don't count as zombie kills. So we just have to wait until this round is over. But I'm low on ammo though, so getting a max ammo here would be pretty nice. This is a pretty good spot as well for the dog round, you know, they all kind of just like spawn below me and then they all just pile up in this doorway. I remember back in the first Black Ops game, there was a spot on Kino der Toten where you could stand on the stage where the dogs would like just pile up next to you, like they couldn't hit you for whatever reason. And I remember I was quite scared as a kid playing Kino der Toten because the dogs would, the dogs were quite scary. But I kind of got over my fear of the dogs playing Kino because, sitting in that spot, I just realised that, it was just a game. Like they just couldn't hit me. The rocket is taking off down on the launch pad, so we're just watching that. The old zombies used to be so scary. I used to be really scared of zombies as a kid, especially on maps like Verrucht. Kino was also quite scary to me. 5 as well, the Pentagon Thief, scared me a lot. I don't really find that anymore with zombies maps. They've kind of turned more like action, like Resident Evil type games. Yeah, here you go. You can see in the video I do a first try, but let it be known that I failed many, many times trying to shoot that. What I mean by Resident Evil games though is like the early Resident Evil games, like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, were all kind of like really survival horror focused games. And then when you go to kind of games like Resident Evil 2, 5, even 6, they kind of pivoted a lot more. There's still like horror elements in those games, but they're more so like action. And I feel like that the zombies nowadays has kind of gone in that direction as well. Like even like a lot of the maps in Black Ops 6, like Terminus and what's the new map called? Shattered Vale. Those maps kind of remind me a lot like Resident Evil as well. Like Terminus kind of just reminds me of like an umbrella facility. And Shattered Vale is literally just like the mansion from the first Resident Evil game. But old zombies that like what I'm playing now. We're like in a castle. I wouldn't really say that Eisendrache is very scary though. That's not a really good example of what I'm trying to say about scary zombies. But I guess like Mob of the Dead, like there's so much atmosphere in Mob of the Dead that like the whole map is just like hellish and scary and just I don't know, it scared me as a kid. So we're doing the third final bonfire at the moment. You can kind of see here that I mess up the shot quite a few times. I didn't want to edit this part out because I thought it was quite funny, and it doesn't take me nearly as long as the second one does. these zombies were kind of giving me some issues, so I decided to just make some crawlers. It's always a good idea. I always forget that you can actually just do that. I don't really play solo zombies very often. I usually just play with my friends, so. I'm pretty sure that this shot here is the one that we make. There we go. So now it's pretty much like the home stretch. The next step is there's like this cloud underneath where we originally got the broken arrow of the lightning bow. So we are going to go interact with that. Just up these stairs to the left. And I thought that I needed to just shoot the weather dial again. But that's just not right. So interact with the cloud, and then you kind of see it float up, and it kind of goes into the mist, and then our fixed arrow then comes floating back down. So grab that, and now we're finished. So the last step is then to charge up the arrow, which is down in the low gravity room again. This step is the same for every bow. Whenever you finish one of the bows, you have to go down here and interact with the pedestal. Grab another zombie shield, almost go down in the process. My one's back here, the lightning. Get a max ammo when you do it. This one, just here, that I ran past. I think I get a better look at it soon. I wanted to go back a bunch, but it just wasn't here. So yeah, you have to fill that up like a soul box, like what we did with the urns earlier. Yeah, so this one here is the fire bow, which is the one that I usually make. And this is the void bow, which is pretty cool. And then this is the wolf bow. Some skeletons of wolves next to the pedestal. Skeleton, 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 skeleton. It gets a bit hectic down here. There's a lot of zombie spawns in a very small area. And it's really quite dangerous. But the positive thing about that means that you can fill up the souls really quickly. And you can see my upgraded bow come out. And here it is. We got the lightning bow. Much more powerful than the regular bow. So let's use it for a little bit. This bow used to be a lot more powerful. It looks really, really nice. With all the electricity and like the blue kind of stones. It used to be a lot more powerful when the map first came out. I'm pretty sure it actually got nerfed. It was just heads and shoulders better than, every other bow. Like, there wasn't even really any point. Actually, I'm pretty sure the wolf bow was also pretty good as well. But, yeah, the lightning bow, really good. It's probably still the best out of all of them. But, all the other ones, somewhat viable as well. I couldn't even tell you if I've built the void bow before. thinking about it when I was actually playing this map. I was like thinking to myself, like, had I actually ever built the void bow? And I don't think I ever have. I've definitely used it. Um, you know, one of my friends may have like crafted it. And I've like picked it up and used it, or I've used it in like custom zombies maps, but never made never crafted it on this map. I've made all the other three though. My most built one is probably the fire bow. The fire bow was the one that I would always get when my friends and I played. So I'm just getting a big train here, just to show you guys how powerful this bow really is. So we'll get as many zombies as we possibly can, charge up a shot, and watch them all just disappear. It's crazy. Just, one shot pretty much has just wiped them all out. Really, really good. So yeah, we'll continue to use this bow for a little bit longer, but our quest has been completed. We set out to craft the lightning bow, and we've done it. I'd be interested in knowing if you guys ever played Eisendrache, what bow you guys got as well. The wolf bow is really cool. The quest for the wolf bow, in my opinion, is probably the coolest out of all four. The quest for the wolf bow, there's like a lot of story behind it, a lot of lore, and it's really unique compared to all the other ones. The void bow quest, even though I haven't made it, it's still really quite unique, with all the symbols and the heads and the ritual and the offerings and stuff that you need to do. But at the same time, it's also quite annoying because you need a lot of crawlers. So I guess that's the trade-off. There's another panzer here, and you can kind of see that you can suspend it up in midair when you shoot it with the lightning bow. But other than that, that is pretty much the end of the video. So, just like to thank you guys so much for watching to the end, if you're still here. I really appreciate some of the support recently. I've had a couple of comments on the videos and a couple of new subscribers, so I'd just like to say thank you to those of you who have commented, liked, and subscribed. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good night's sleep. Take care.